Selamat siang. Untuk pembelajaran hari ini kita mulai di halaman 62 dengan topik sentences with inverted subjects and verbs. So, for today's lesson, you're going to learn how to invert the subjects and verbs. As you can see in your book, we have some examples there. The first we have he can go to the movies, and then we invert the verb can to the in front of the sentence becomes can he go to the movies. So it's about how to change the affirmative sentence into the interrogative sentence. It's something like that. And the second one here, we have the examples which the sentences do not have any helping verbs, which means that we just need to add does or did or any other helping verb like do. Okay, in the first example we have he goes to the movies, then we change into does he go to the movies. I think this is the basic one and you can master this easily. So we just move to the next page. We have here invert the subject and verb with question words. So here we learn to use what, when, where, the 5W plus 1H, or in Indonesian we used to call them 5W tambah 1H gitu ya. So here we have what is the homework, what can I leave, when can I leave, where are you going. So I think this is also simple for you since you are in the 4th semester, but still this is important. If you have more questions about this kind of task or this kind of material, you may just chat me through our WhatsApp group. Okay, here we have the example. The lawyer asked the client why blah 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 it. So what do you think the best answer? If you answer A, well, it's wrong. The lawyer asked the client why did he do. So here why doesn't act as question, but act as something like conjunction. Yeah. So the best answer here is the lawyer asked the client why he did it, like that. So we have two clauses here which connected by the conjunction why. Okay. So can we use another 5W plus 1H into another conjunctions to connect two or more clauses? Yes, we can. As you can read in this passage, in this paragraph, in each of these examples, there are two clauses joined by a question word. Notice that the subjects and verbs that follow the question words what, when, and where are not inverted in this case. See the first example, I do not know what the homework is. So what here is doesn't act as question but act as conjunction. And the second example you have when I can leave, I will take the first train. So it's like conditional. Yeah, if I can't leave, I will take the first train, something like that. Okay. And in the second sentence we have do you know where you are going. So if you use this as question, it should be where are you going, right? But where here it doesn't act as a question but act as a conjunction. Once again, do you know where you are going, and that. Okay, next here you can see the table. I believe in your book we have the same material here, so you can just look at your book and take a look at the table here, inverted subject and verb with question words, where you will have plenty of explanation there of how to use what, who, when, where, why, and how. Okay, so let's move to the next page. We have skill 14 here, invert the subject and verb with place expressions. Here with place expression, it's something like adverb of place. Yeah, something like adverb of place. So if you're confused of what place expression, what is it, well, we usually call them the adverb of place. And you can also use like a preposition of place, something like that. Let's just take a look at the example here. We have 3 examples for this. We have, here is the book that you lent me. Here is the book that you lent me. The place expressions is here, right? And there are the keys that I thought I lost. Well, these 2 examples, I believe they are common for you, okay? And the last, nowhere have I seen such beautiful weather. Well, I believe this one is a bit, well, maybe some of you never heard this kind of sentence before. Well, nowhere have I seen such beautiful weather. Well, this is something uncommon, especially for us Indonesian students. Nowhere have I seen such beautiful weather. By the way, we can also change these 3 sentences into like the first example. Here is the book that you lent me. Like, that is the book that you lent me, or this is the book that you lent me. They are the keys that I thought I lost. They are the keys that I thought I lost. Or the keys that I thought I lost are there. It can also change into that kind of sentence. Nowhere have I seen such beautiful weather. I have never seen such beautiful weather like this, for example. Okay. So in next example, we also have, in the first example, the place word here. Okay, they are the explanation. You can read that by yourself, of course. The next example, we have another 3. The subject and verb can also be inverted after prepositional phrases expressing place. The first we have, in the closet are the clothes that you want. Around the corner is Sam's house. Beyond the mountain lies the town where you will live. Okay, in the closet are the clothes that you want. In in the how to say that, in a daily situation, you may not hear this one. In the closet are the clothes that you want. You may just say the clothes that you want are in the closet, like that, right? But we can also change this into this one. In the closet are the clothes that you want. Well, this is something TOEFL like, yeah. This is something TOEFL like. So in TOEFL, you don't use the daily situation, but something formal, uncommon. Well, it to make you, its purpose is to make you feel like, well, it's a bit awkward. So I think it's wrong like that, yeah. But however, this is also the good one. In English, this is also true. Okay, like this one, around the corner is Sam's house. Usually you don't use this, but you usually use Sam's house is around the corner. As you know, adverb of place or prepositional phrases can be put whether in front of the sentence or it at the end of the sentence. You can use both in front and also at the end of the sentence. So you just choose. Okay, so in grammar, in formal grammar, no problem whether you use it in front of the sentence or at the end of the sentence. But in the daily use, of course, yes, you use it in at the end of the sentence, like the clothes that you want are in the closet, something like that. Okay. The third example, we have, beyond the mountain lies the town where you will live. Beyond the mountains lies the town where you will live. The town where you will live lies beyond the mountains. I think that's suitable enough for our daily conversation, yes, but it's still true for the structure and written expression. Okay, so we have no problem with that, especially in the grammar. Here in this paragraph, you may read that by yourself. There are more explanation about it, so we just jump to another page. Okay, we have page number 65 here. Okay, here it is important and a bit difficult to understand that the subject and verb will invert after place expressions at the beginning of a sentence only when the place expression is necessary to complete the sentence. So it's about, is it necessary or not? Okay, something like that. The first example, in the forest are many exotic birds. Is it correct, sir? I think it's not correct. I never heard before. Well, it's correct in grammar. Maybe it's a bit awkward in daily conversation, yeah? So, in the daily situation, you may just say, there are many exotic birds in the forest. Or, many exotic birds are in the forest. Okay, so that's for the daily conversation, but for the structure and written expression, there's no problem with this one. Okay, so this is not wrong. It's also true. Okay. And the second example, in the forest, I walked for many hours. We usually add a comma here, but there's no problem. No problem with that. In the forest, I walked for many hours. Like I said before, you may use preposition or adverb of place, whether in front of the sentence or at the end of the sentence. No problem with this one, okay? But so why there is a subject in the second sentence and there is no subject in the first sentence? Well, that's maybe one of your question. Well, this is the function of the necessary, okay? That is the function of the necessary. Okay, in the first example, in the forest are many exotic birds. We don't need to add any more subject because the subject is already this one, many exotic birds. Okay, so you don't need to add any subject before are. Okay, it's already here, so it's not necessary to add subject. While this one, in the forest, I walked for many hours. You need a subject to complete the clause. Yeah, you need the subject to complete the clause. I walked for many hours. Then you can add in the forest like that. While this one, you need to change the subject in front of the sentence and then to put the prepositional in at the end of the sentence to change it into a different sentence. Okay. So here we have an example on the second level of the parking lot. So what will be your answer? Is empty or empty, some empty stalls are, or some empty stalls. So C is already wrong, yeah? So we just deleted it out of our options, okay? Already wrong. Why? Because we never put are at the end of a sentence, okay? We never put are at the end of the sentence. We never put to be at the end of a sentence, especially for a sentence which doesn't have, you know, the adjective clause, yeah, except you have what here or when or who or something like that. Okay, so this is wrong. What about is empty or are empty? It can be there, but it's also a bit awkward. It is wrong, yeah, because on the second level of the parking lot, it is a subject. On the second level of the parking lot is empty or empty. What is empty? What are empty? Okay, so we need a subject. So the answer is D, yeah? Or some empty stalls. So the subject is some empty stalls are on the second level of the parking lot. Okay, when you do the when you do invert when you invert the subject, then it becomes some on the second level of the parking lot or some empty stalls. While when you do the usually conversation, the daily conversation, you will use some empty stalls are on the second level of the parking lot. Okay, so yes, we have another explanation here. You may read that by yourself. And also here, the inverted subject, you may see the table there with some examples. Okay. The 15, invert the subject and verb with negatives. Okay, invert the subject and verb with negatives. The subject and verb can also be inverted after certain negatives and related expressions. So in the first one, in the inverted subject, you see how you change a positive, or I'm sorry, the affirmative sentence into their question, into the interrogative sentence by inverting the subject, right? While here you're going to invert the subjects to change the affirmative sentence into their negative one, okay, by using such as no, not, or never, like that. Okay, here the first example, you have not once did I miss a question, never has Mr. Jones taken a vacation, At no time can the woman talk on the telephone. In the first example, no once did I miss a question. It seems like I did not miss a question, or I never miss a question. Okay, seems like this one. Never has Mr. Jones taken a vacation. Mr. Jones has never taken a vacation. It seems like that. Okay, at no time can the woman talk on the telephone. The woman at no time can the woman talk at the telephone. The woman cannot talk on the telephone. Something like that. Okay, so here you just the no, not once, never, at no time indicate the negative sentences. Even though it seems like affirmative, but actually it indicates the negative sentences. Not once, never, at no time. Now we go to the structure. Okay. In the first example, not once did I miss a question. Well, you move the did in front of the subject. Okay, seems like Mr. Jones. This one is present perfect, right? Present perfect tense. He, and then has, and then verb 3. Okay, you put the has in front of the subject and then continue with the verb 3. Same like this one, you put the did in front of the subject and then continue with the verb 1. While this one, of course, we use modal verb can, right? You don't change the verb, right? So the can jump into in front of the sentence and then continue with the subject and then continue with the verb 1. Okay, so in order to master this one, of course you need to master how to use the modal verbs, how to use the tenses, the 16 of them, or at least the 14. Yeah, at least the 14 up to this level. So in order to master it, you need to master those three. Okay, here you have another explanation. And then certain words in English, such as hardly, barely, scarcely, and only, act like negatives if one of these words comes at the beginning of a sentence. The subject and verb are also inverted. Almost same like this one. Okay, hardly ever does he take time off. It means that he almost never takes time off. Only once did the manager issue overtime paychecks. This means that the manager almost never issued overtime paychecks. Okay, I think this one clear enough. Okay. In the first example, okay, another explanation. When a negative expression appears in front of a subject and verb in the middle of a sentence, the subject and verb are also inverted. This happens often with the negative words neither or no. Okay, so we're back again about how to use neither and no, either or. Okay, so you need to master that first, then you can continue with this one. I do not want to go, and neither does Tom. Okay, the secretary is not attending the meeting, no is her boss. So how do you change this one into the positive? Like, I want to go, and either does Tom. You can use that. The secretary is attending the meeting, or is her boss. We can change it to the secretary or her boss is attending the meeting. Okay, we can change it to that one. In the first example, the negative. Okay, another explanation. The following example shows how this sentence pattern could be tested in the structure section of the TOEFL test. Only in extremely dangerous situation, blah blah blah, stopped. So, which is the correct? Only in extremely dangerous situation. So this is only in extremely dangerous situation. This is adverb, yeah. And then so we need subject. Okay, will be the printing process stop. The printing process will be that the printing process will the printing process be stopped. Okay, be stopped. We need B, yeah. So A is out of the option. Okay, we need B. Okay, will be, of course not these two. Why? Because when you invert the subject, the will must be in front of the clause. Okay, the will must be in front of the clause. So it's like a question. Okay, will son be blah blah blah, like that. Okay, so this one, the answer is D. The best answer is D. Okay, will and then be. This is the printing process. Okay, only in extremely dangerous situation will the printing process be stopped. Okay, the best answer is D. Okay, that's it. And you have another table here. Okay, you can read it by yourself. Okay, so that's it for today. That's it, only that's it. Okay, we continue the next lesson, skill 16, in the next meeting. Invert the subject and verb with conditional. Why? Because I think to master what we have learned today, it's a bit hard for you. Especially I already knew how your skills in English, right? So I think that's enough for today. You can learn by yourself. If you have questions, you may ask me, and also I will give you another task to make sure you understand what we just learned today. I will give you some tasks maybe by WhatsApp group. Okay. Okay. So that's it for today. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.